It's the Carlo Driggs Voodoo Dance Party Podcast, number 21. I am Wayne McKinnon, and I know last podcast I posted, I said I don't want to do any more announcing because I got tired of talking to myself. But we have a guest is back, a co-host, doing it. Go ahead and say something.
Jersey Mike, Carlo, wherever you're at, I hope you're helping the millions like I know you would. Helped us. You're helping everybody. The world you're in, next world, we're trying to pay back forward to you and to what you did for us. Positivity.
Well said, Jersey Mike. So anyway, going to play a few songs from, because you brought up some good questions in the past. I'm not going to dig them out like they would do, like a flashback. But do you remember on one of the early podcasts when we were doing it, this is like number 1 or 2, you kind of questioned, did Carlo ever do any country music? Do you remember that?
Honestly, with everything going on in my life, no, but I remember some form of it, so he probably indulged in a lot of different things we didn't realize.
He did. And I mentioned it at the time when you asked that question, it was like three quarters through a podcast. I said, yes, there is a song I know of called... By the way, we are outdoors, and we have an onlooker blackbird that you just heard there. It sounds like we're in the tiki room at Disneyland. Hey, is that you, Carlo? I think that's Carlo as a bird looking over. So it is a blackbird, like something from Harry Potter.
Call that a crow.
It is looks like a crow of some sort.
Not a big one, just a Vegas crow.
Yeah. Well, Carlo, if that's you in bird form, we're doing your podcast, okay? Yeah. It's just weird. You couldn't cue that on any better. It was a song called Country Girl from Tennessee.
He likes it.
Hey, Mikey. This is going to be a classic podcast right here, I think. Anyway, he was talking to me about it when I went down to visit him one time, and I asked him, I go, was there ever any studio recording of it? He kind of shakes his head, like, I don't know, it was so long ago. I did come across what I think was like a sound stage rehearsal for it.
Oh, cool.
But here's the thing. I found the actual studio recording that Paul Revere and the Raiders did. Doug, Danny, Ron, Paul, Omar, and Carlo. This is it. Here it is.
Country girl from Tennessee, don't run away. You're a big girl now. Country girl from Tennessee, don't run astray. Tears drowning the rain. But baby, please take my hand and stop running away. City nights scare me too, more than you know. Memories of the past fill your heart with a pain. Turn around, look at me, girl, with so much to gain. Country girl from Tennessee, don't run away. You're a big girl now. Country girl from Tennessee, don't run astray. Tears drowning the rain. away. You're a big girl now. Country girl from Tennessee, don't run astray. She's drowning in the rain. Country girl from Tennessee, don't run away. You're a big girl now, don't you know? Country girl from Tennessee, don't run astray. She's drowning in the rain.
It's clearer. Tiki room at Disneyland.
We have our own audience as the expression for the birds. We
Yeah.
actually have birds.
We have birds here. So, anyway, now, what did you think of Country Girl from Tennessee?
I think that reminds me of a Miami Vice, New York City stuff of a young country girl up and coming and has no clue what the big city's going to hit them, because that's reality.
That's a good way to put it. You don't know what the reality is going to hit you in the face, if ever. So, now, we've done David Bowie when we were doing the Uniquities series, I called it. We've done David Bowie, Guns N' Roses, and we did Prince as well. And you brought up a question that one time. You go, do you think the Raiders ever did anything Prince, or could they do Prince? And I'm like, I don't know, because that's kind of out of...
But they did, didn't they?
They did. My God, did they ever? So I came across this. It was basically a rehearsal tape, probably from stage, 1984. I think it was dated. You can see it down in the notes in the description, because I played this last podcast, but I figured it's fitting right now. I started to listen to this tape, and what I thought was at the beginning of it was like, you know, like they have at the beginning of a concert, they'll play the house music.
Yeah.
I thought it was house music that was being played, but it's not.
That's a good word, concert. I can't wait to see one of them again.
Here it is, Paul Revere and the Raiders doing Let's Go Crazy, Prince, and I'm gonna this is from the recording, takes 1 and 2, from the soundboard concert tape. Let's Go Crazy and Light My Fire. Here we go, both of them back to back.
I was to say to you, girl, it couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time for hesitation's through. There's no time bothering no more. Darling, we could all use, and I love you cause of you don't mind. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. This broke my heart in midnight. Darling, we could all use, and I love you cause of you don't fight. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time you had to tease the screw. You'll never be a liar. We can say to you, never didn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on 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 fire.
All right, I had to leave the drum roll in there to play at the end. What are your takes or thoughts about now that you find out the Raiders did do Prince, Let's Go Crazy?
I like, honestly, Light My Fire. I love their Prince rendition, but Light My Fire was just classic.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have heard those in a venue because you could just see the band feeding off the energy in a situation like that. I could just, oh well. Again, as I was saying, things are past, let it go, moving on, forward. All right, so let's do Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson still uses his name now. Okay, so
Hello, Doug.
Doug Peterson, a.k.a. Louie Go Home, his contribution to the podcast. He's been giving us a Raiders concert that was broadcast in 2002 from the Ride to the Wall Vietnam Memorial. This is like one of the first streaming ever concerts in the internet. And luckily Doug was able to get it. And this is part 3 into this contribution to the podcast, Carlo Driggs' Voodoo Dance Party. This is the Raiders doing... I got my notes here. We Got to Get Out of This Place in Armed Forces Radio. And you're going to hear it all the way it played out that day on the internet. Here we go.
Tell me there ain't no use in trying. Oh, you're so young and pretty. And one thing I know it's true. You're gonna be in before your time is due. Come on, brother. My daddy dying. Watch his hair turning gray. He's been working and slaving his life away. This I know. And he's been, yeah, every day slaving his life away. Everybody, yeah, yeah, come on, yeah, yeah. We gotta get out of this place. Get this the last thing we ever do. We gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me and you. girl, you're so young and pretty. And one thing I know it's true, you're gonna be dead before your time is due. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. See my daddy in bed and dying. Watch his hair turn me crazy. He's been working and slaving his life away. This I know. He's been, yeah. For me and you. I'm saying we gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me and you. Oh, you know it, baby, and I know it too, girl.
Got to get out of this place. And as you all know, that was a theme song over Nam, and probably the theme song at any war. Get me out of here, babies. All right. Anyway, I tell you, that was kind of the seed that started this Ride to the Wall CD here. And of course, if you buy this thing, we can't sell it here because there's kind of a law against that. But you can buy it online. So you go to PaulRiverandTheRaiders.com. All the money goes to the vets. Little 16-page booklet in here. You got to read that, otherwise, because next time I see you, I ask questions. So you got to read that. And so this kind of tells what all happened, and when it started with that, and we just started getting a lot of response from the vets that was thanking us for thanking them, and I started reminding every audience wherever we go. If you know a Vietnam vet, give them a hug, welcome them home. You might be the first one to do it. So we always remind them to do that, and the vets appreciate that. And we're trying to do our best. We've raised over a couple $100,000 already, selling these little CDs, and every one we sell, we autograph. That's right. So even if you ordered online, you get an autographed copy. So we, one at a time, we just keep chugging away at this. And so this is a very, very special to our heart, all this CD. But anyway, mostly it's done with music that was played on Armed Forces radio back in the old days there, and kind of kept the troops kept their sanity. This one song that we're doing up here now was written by a Vietnam vet who is a gentleman out there just happened to have saved his life, Nicky. I love you, Nicky. And he saved this guy's life, and then this guy, he wrote a song about Armed Forces radio, and the band put the music to his words, and then the band all jumped in there together. Next thing you know, we had a song. So it's called Armed Forces Radio, a little tribute to Adrian Cronauer.
Armed Forces Radio helped carry us through a war. In the land of rice paddies where every vet knew the score. With blood, sweat, and tears we fought as the monsoon drenched away. While the Viet Cong were dying with our troops. And every day. And we were singing Armed Forces Radio. Armed Forces Radio. Armed Forces Radio. They can play it again. Good morning, Vietnam. We heard the cry. Adrian Cronauer, a voice for all GIs. Bob Hope came to Vietnam with a show to entertain, to help get our spirits high to fight another day. Forces Radio, to carry us through. Armed Forces Radio, 18 per hour. Armed Forces Radio, ain't to play it again. Now listen to the radio. And years they flash on by. The 196 and comeback buddy song. Live some, die. Everybody sing. On Forces Radio, I have to carry us through. On Forces Radio, we're Adrian Canawa. On Forces Radio, we play it again. On Forces Radio, come to carry us through. On Forces Radio. California dream, I need somebody to love. I was running through the jungle, ain't a fortunate son, no. Omar, our kids just keep getting harder to find, and all your kids ain't bringing you peace of mind. Before you find out it's too late, I turn on the radio and play it again, and play it again, and play it again, and play it again, and again, and again, and again.
Forces Radio, and that's written by Tommy D. And Mickey's the guy that saved old Tommy's life over there. And Tommy wrote that song, and in that song it talks about Adrian Cronauer, Good Morning Vietnam disc jockey, and that Robin Williams played in the movie. And Adrian Cronauer lives right here in Washington D.C. But I actually met him down in Las Vegas. We were down there, and I looked him up, and I said, dude, you got to help me out. We've got this project. We want to do an album here. We want to pick the right songs. So he helped us pick some of the material to go on the Ride to the Wall album. And we're going to give you a little sample of some of the stuff off of here. It's
all right, so there you have it, Armed Forces Radio. We got to get out of your place from thinking about that's about 19, 20 years ago. One of the first internet concerts ever broadcast on the internet. When this was before YouTube, this was before Spotify. So that gets us into the next three songs, which are some songs on another unmarked tape that. What's that, John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, the
Grease.
Grease. Think of it as a song from Grease almost, or Sha Na Na. Something from Carlo's early career. This is a song called I'm a Fool.
Just so mesmerized with your love. You've got me hypnotized with your eyes. One call from you and I fly in the night and kill a dragon for you. 'Cause you're the power I need. Sometimes I think it's a dream. I'll be your king or a knight and wear my armor, baby, just for you. 'Cause I'm a fool. Yes, I'm a fighting fool for your city love. I'm a fool for your love. Yes, I'm a fighting fool for your city love. Never met a woman like you who can make love to me the way you do. I'll be a soldier of love, protect you with my sword from the dudes. 'Cause I'm a king city long. I'm a king in the streets. No one is tougher than me. But when it comes to your love, I melt away and I just gotta say that I'm a fool for your love. Yes, I'm a fighting fool for your city love. I'm a fool for your love. Yes, I'm a fool for your city love. I'm a fool for your love. Yes, I'm such a damn fool for your city love. I'm a fool for your love. Wow, I'm such a fool for your city love. I'm a fool for your love. Yes, I'm a fool for your city love. I'm a fool for your love. Such a damn fool for your city love. I'm a fool for your love. Yes, I'm a fool for your city love. I'm a fool for your love. I'm such a fool for your city love.
Okay, so I was thinking as it started, I said to myself, Meatloaf on his part when he was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's what it reminds me of, that song, because it's
Sounds
obviously
like
a demo.
Carl having fun.
Carl having, because he did have a connection. He did play, believe it or not, in like 12 different plays, productions in Chicago. He did play Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror. Never seen a picture. I think he hit them all, but I asked him about that once, so I like that one. All right, so the next song on here, we played this song, Fifth Avenue, Naked City. We played maybe 3 or 4 different times, different varieties of quality. And this one is probably the best one yet. And I could almost picture an 80s version of this song, the Raiders doing it.
It's like that video you shot him by the Venetian. Is this the one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know the one you're talking
Okay.
about, but that's a different one. This is one, I have a feeling this could have been a demo for the Raiders. Don't know. Non-labeled tape. Tell me what you think.
Walking through the streets of New York, kinda lonely, and I think I've got blues. And I look in the windows and I smile on Fifth Avenue. Then I look in the windows and I smile. Look at those pretty ladies standing still inside the windows. And too bad they'll never know how good they look on Fifth Avenue. Look at those perfect faces. I see the passion, the highs and the fashion. I wish I could take this whole street home, called Fifth Avenue. Yes, I wish I could take this whole street home, called Fifth Avenue. Looking down upon the streets, there's a metropolis of people around, and they feel just like another number in a naked city. Well, it's
right, now you just made a comment about what that sounded like.
Bay City Rollers.
It does.
It really does sound like the Bay City Rollers. I mean, it's just too there.
Yeah, that really does sound like the Bay City Rollers. Because I was commenting how the backup vocals at the end sounds like something the Raiders. It would have been like Danny or something. But yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. Late 70s Bay City Rollers like thing. But still, that's the cleanest version that we have so far. Fifth Avenue, Naked City. All right, last song. Sounds like a song that might be used in a Broadway production or something. Superstar of Love. And again, this is the cleanest version that we've come across on going through Carl's archive of tapes. Superstar of Love.
There was a kid I went to go to school with when I was in freshman. He used to go, toe, because his friend Dunn used to play very good guitar. Very
Yeah.
good guitar. I don't know if they ever made it or anything, but he used to go, toe, like toe. That's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you hear like, doo-doo-doo, like you were talking about that.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, great song, not quite what you'd hear on the radio, maybe FM or B-side filler, but then Don Kirshner rock concerts, roll the credits.
Exactly. Perfect way to end the podcast.
Excellent.